Hey, it's Tara with Reiki on the Run. And I got a question from doing this series on change, and it was a really good question. And so I thought I'd make a video to answer it instead of just answering it directly. So it might pertain to you, you might have this problem. So I'll go ahead and read the question and give my answer. It says, in regard to change, how do you get people to notice your change? Like if you want them to see you in a different light, whether that be mentally, physically, emotionally, etc. I realized I changed for the better in all sorts of ways, but I want people around me to notice that too, instead of the old way. So, without knowing your specifics or, anyone's specifics around that question, I have come up with a few different scenarios of what that could look like. So the first one is if it's someone that you love and can be vulnerable with, and you can just have a straight up conversation about the changes you've made, and you hope that they can see that. That's probably going to be the most unusual circumstance. I feel like, especially in today's world of text, I can't stand a text. I don't text on a regular basis. But a lot of people don't talk anymore, and that's kind of hard, and especially if you're wanting to convey something like that and to be so vulnerable. But that's one option. The next one, if it's someone you've hurt, it's good to be vulnerable. And if it is someone you've hurt, you could have a conversation and say that, I'm sorry I used to treat you this way, and I don't know if you've noticed, but I've done this and this and this to correct that behavior. It's always nice if you've hurt someone. It's nice to apologize. It's nice to be apologized to if you've been hurt. That might be an instance. Another one might be just a casual drop-in conversation. I'm so glad I don't do XYZ anymore, or I can't believe I used to do XYZ. And that's an easy way to just drop it in conversation, hoping they'll pick up on it. And then, you might have the not so casual drop if someone's insinuating that you are still being the way that you used to be a long time ago, or you're still doing things, and you can just be like, dude, I did that 10 years ago. People change. People grow, people change. Do you want to be judged on everything you did 10 years ago? And then the last one, sometimes people just aren't going to see it. For whatever reason, they're not going to see that you changed. I think a lot of times we are pretty preoccupied with what other people think. In general, I don't. I've really worked on that. I used to be just paralyzed with what other people thought of me, and it would consume my day and my thoughts. And it can still creep up. Everybody at the end of the day wants to be liked. A lot of people don't care what you think, really, but I think in general we want, and people who watch my videos, we're feeling people, and we want people to see us in a good light. And all of us have made mistakes. All of us have been shitty. All of it. Life it's a growing experience. You learn things and you grow, and that's what it's about. So I think at the end of the day, we all want people to look at us in a good light, and sometimes it's just not going to happen. Sometimes people aren't going to see that, and you can't let that slow you down. You can't let it consume your thoughts, and also realizing that one day they might. One day they might come around and see. And I feel like I've experienced that. I've experienced where I've changed a lot, and people still see the old me, and it's really hard. But I've also been on the other end where people in my past who have hurt me have changed, and I held them to who they were years ago. So be easy on people, because you might not realize you do it too. I just had a very recent situation like this where I realized I've been holding on to how this person was 10 years ago and not giving them the grace they deserve in their change. And so just be patient with people. Don't let it consume you. Don't let it keep it from changing. Be careful not to slip back. It's easy. I think I haven't been around my family in like 12 years, but I feel like if I were to go be around them all of a sudden, I feel like I would regress. I feel like I would slip back into my old roles and not be able to be who I am now. I don't know. I feel like that might happen. Not completely, but don't let that happen. And I think most importantly, if you're change, maybe you weren't a jerk before and you've just changed in a better way and you want people to notice. But if you were a jerk before, if you've hurt people, if you've done some wrong things and you want people to notice, I think one really important thing is to forgive yourself. I think for myself, I can be harder on myself than anyone else can. My self-talk can be really horrible, and I can just really beat myself up if I'm not really consciously aware of my thoughts. So really important, above all, if you have hurt people in the past and you have changed, forgive yourself. So that's it. I hope that answers your question, and I hope that might help other people in this journey to change. And I will talk to you next time.